Welcome to Manspeqtive Africa. I'm your host, Mr. Danish Odongo, and of course, you can find us online. The hashtag is Manspeqtive Africa, Manspeqtive as a Q. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course, if you're watching us on YouTube, remember we are every Wednesday. We are on KTN at 8 p.m. Of course, you can then let us know who you want us to host and what you think about this content. And today, we are grateful that we are coming from Airtime Productions. It's a studio along Wood Avenue in Kilimani. It's a fantastic place. You can come and do all your production, whether they're jingles or all those things. You can even come and get this space and do your podcast. And of course, this has been made possible courtesy of Click Pictures, your number one favorite production house. They have all the equipment that you need and all your production needs. So instead of thinking about hiring all these things and figuring out this thing, you can just reach out to them on social media, Click Pictures, and get them to do your production work. And today I'm hosting a friend I've known for very many years, and many of you know him as a producer. Many of you know that he's a hit maker, the one and only Mr. Docta Eddie. Whenever you walk in the streets, nobody knows that you're Docta Eddie. Why do you?
We did a good job.
You did a good job.
Staying behind the scenes.
Oh, staying behind the scenes. I almost thought that you did a good job too, that you no longer need to be remembered anymore.
Still that.
Docta Eddie.
Yes.
Maybe let's start. The millennials who know you dance to the many of the hits that you produced.
Yes.
People who are in the industry, in the music industry, know who Docta Eddie is. But those who don't know, maybe Gen Z, the Gen Z baddies who might not be aware, perhaps tell us who you are and what you do.
Docta Eddie is a film director, music producer, a creative. Okay. I could say I'm a musician. Yeah. But we do a lot other things. Yeah. Business. Okay. Yeah. All right. But in a nutshell, ni Mkenya halisi.
Wewe ni Mkenya halisi. Is your name Docta Eddie or you have another?
Eddie it's my name. Okay. But Eddie is short form for Edward.
Edward. Okay.
Yes.
So your name is Edward?
Edward.
Okay.
Edward Omondi.
Edward Omondi. Kijana ya Butali.
Kijana ya Butali, Kabaras.
Okay.
Yes.
So Eddie, just also to bring to mind, maybe those who may not be aware, some of the songs you produced include. Catalog najua ni mob, lakini vitu zile, the ones.
But the biggest ones tunaweza sema maybe song kama za Daddy Owen. Yeah. Systemic Kapungala, Tobina, Kirero, the whole album. Yeah. For those who remember, can talk of maybe Otile Brown, Levonipenda Pakate, and all that. Yeah. Those are just some of the biggest ones. Yeah. But we've done a lot. I've been in the industry, 20 years now?
20 years now.
Yes.
You don't even look it, man. If Eddie and touch the keys for you, hit, whether it's Eunice Njeri, whoever.
Yes.
It didn't matter who came to the studio.
We worked with all of them. Jimmy Gate, Eunice, Rafton, all those people.
Yeah. And then you decided to quit gospel to go to secular.
I didn't quit. Niliamua to venture into secular industry here, and it was a problem. Yeah. It was a problem. Because back then, watu hawakuwa as liberal as they are right now. Yeah. So ilikuwanga when you identify as a gospel producer now, wamekuwekea limits. Yeah. You can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. Yeah. We tried to defy the odds and it backfired, but
I remember when Emoji used the track, the Brick and Lace track.
Yes.
That rhythm rather, to do Let It Go. It was bananas. This country was on fire. You remember?
Yes. And then people are very conservative, and to a point they were right. Yeah. Because when they let go of the limits they were putting, you saw what happened. Yeah. Yes.
So it's become all for, people who sleep in clubs and minister and pulpits the next day, and it's like there are no lines, there are no bloodlines.
Exactly.
All right. You recently became a father, and it's come at how old are you now, Eddie?
I'll be turning 40.
You'll be turning 40.
Yeah.
So you became a father almost at 39.
Yes.
You know? And of course, I know it's not something you want to talk about. It's a private thing and blah, 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 you know. But there's a backstory why you decided to get a child at 39. Yet
Yes.
you could have had a child way when you're much, much younger. Tell us the story briefly.
Well, it was more of preference.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I got married very young, if you remember. I got married at 24, I think.
You were 24 years old.
Yes.
You're making hits when you were how old?
I was very young then, yes.
Tobina, you released when you're barely in your early 20s, maybe?
Yes, I think I was 23.
23.
Yeah.
So all that fame, the attention, the money came when you were
very young.
Children.
I was still children.
You were still children. Really? And then you got married at 24.
Yeah. I don't know. We were young. Yes.
Yeah.
And back then, things were just moving too fast. Yes, things were just moving too fast. And if I would do it again, I wouldn't do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because
you were still young.
Yes.
You had not learned life.
Yes.
You had not gotten into yourself as an identity and then there was a lot of fame and attention around you. I think it was a very, very hard to make a decision and even just to decide that this is the direction I want.
And remember, Mimi, I didn't grow up in town. So kulikuwa na a lot of change of environment and change in, tasemaje, get exposed to a lot of different things. Yeah. So it was a roller coaster of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you meet somebody and you're so much into them, you decide, life is good, you're having money, everything looks like it's in the right trajectory, so why not? Yeah. So I got married at 24.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And then eventually you make this decision that, I don't want to conceive yet. But there's this backstory of why.
Yeah. We were not for children at that point.
I'm asking you specifically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, I was the decision maker.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I can't have a child at this age. I wanted to build myself first. Because I don't know if you remember back then, a lot of business ideas and stuff. And there was so much going on. And we said, or rather, Mimi Nkasema, I can't have a kid this early. I always wanted to have a kid in my 30s. Yes.
But also you told me there was this story about responsibility that you mentioned. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I always felt like once you have a child, a lot changes. Yes. Yeah. A lot changes in terms of how you do what you do, how you live, where you live, the kind of life you would want your kid to have. Hawezi amuka tu asubuhi and decide, I want to go to Mombasa. You see, if I travel a lot, just waking up and deciding kuna job tunafaa kwenda maybe out of the country for like 3 months. You see now, a lot of factors you have to put into consideration. So I always felt like, no, I wanted to have, I wasn't big on children anyway.
Exactly. That was, yeah. You are not actually big on children at all.
I wasn't big
Even
on
in this
children.
idea you say that you wanted children in your 30s is something maybe that has come. I have known you were like, no, I don't have
At
to.
some point, I actually didn't want children at all.
I remember, yes. You want to be child free.
Yes. Yeah.
But also there was this financial thing that you felt like, wow, raising a child is quite expensive.
It's quite expensive, depending on the kind of life you'd want to give your child. There are people who have children and
they raise them like free range chicken.
Exactly. But having come from where I came from, for me, I always felt like I would want to give my kid what I never got. Yes. Yeah.
And so but then eventually you realize when you're 39 that, oh, by the way,
becoming a father at 39, for me, Neza sema, I just felt like it's about time. Because then kitu ilikuwa inani hold back. Mostly the financial bit, I looked at my life and I was like, I'm taking care of a lot of people.
Exactly. Yeah.
What am I afraid of? Yes.
Yeah.
Taking care of my child
Yeah.
would not be much of an issue looking at it. Of course, I want my child to live in such a neighborhood and all that, but still, I could do that with the resources that I have, because I'm just taking care of everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think we sometimes I feel like, and I want to look at your story in the larger context of men.
Yes.
Yours was a child saying, I don't want a child at this until this time, yet because of money and responsibility, yet you're spending money on everybody else.
Yes.
You know. And sometimes also it's men when it comes to maybe investments.
Yes.
Mr. Kwanza, I don't want to put the first deposit until I get this. You know, at this age where you're in, when you reflect back in your life,
yes.
What would you advise your younger self in terms of just maybe just investments, fatherhood life?
Start as early as you can.
Yeah.
There's always the fear of unknown, yes, but just look at what is possible and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mi usema, I would rather you start and fail than be afraid to begin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the people who are wanaogopa to start something, but once you start, you realize whatever you are afraid of, it's not what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that very bad.
Yeah, it's not that very bad. Unaogopa kuchukua kashamba ulipe pole pole because you feel like, hey,
what if my job ends?
Hey, what if my job ends? Chucking maybe 20K a month is expensive. It's unaffordable for me. But ukiangalia what you're doing with your life, there are a few things you can forgo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And take care of this thing.
Yeah.
Because this is an investment that probably will last your lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also just think that apart from that, I think the nature of taking risks applies in every area of life.
Yeah.
You cannot wait to get married until you find the perfect woman or the perfect man. And you realize that, oh, by the way, unless I'm sure that it will not fail, that's when I will start. Unless I am, because for me, I think that also got me stuck a lot, that I was so afraid of failing in marriage that I was looking at red flags more than green flags. Until you realize that, I mean, you don't know that it will work until you try it.
Yeah,
I'm not saying you be reckless, that you just go.
Of course.
Yeah. But the first step is overcoming your fear. How has fear controlled your life as a man? Or how has it played a role in your life?
A lot. It has held me back on a lot of things I should have done way before. Unajua hata sahi is when we are realizing, hey, time inaenda. So unaanza kukimbiza vitu zingine zenye you could have done when you were younger, when you were much stronger, you had much more time available to you. Sahi responsibilities ziko nyingi. Now when you're starting to do things you should have done maybe in your 20s. Yeah. You see? Yeah. So, mi usema, fear is just, it's more of an illusion. Yeah. Vitu nyingi we are afraid of, it's not the reality. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a mirage.
It's just a mirage.
Yeah.
Unaogopa maybe to get married, but then when will you ever find the perfect person? You're just afraid of something that...
Yeah. But, hey, you're saying a very profound thing. But Eddie, when your first marriage ended and it collapsed,
yes.
Did you not feel a certain sense of fear, which maybe held you back, saying, I don't want to make this mistake again? Because there's two types of fear. There's the fear of the unknown, then there's the fear of the known. And then I have tested it, and I kimeniramba. So I will not stay there. What do you think?
I've never... Okay, for those who know me, wanajua me, I'm never afraid of the relationship part. I'm never afraid of that. It's only that what the first marriage taught me is the kind of person I would want to be with.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it opened me to a certain reality that si issue tu na kutafuta mtu ameng'ara, mtu anakaa vizuri, mtu maybe speaks in a certain way, or no, it's much more than the physical attributes. You have to look much deeper. Yeah.
Remember, when you're young, you're very big on on looks.
Mimi msanii, so
And but I remember we used to really have very heated debates about, you know, colorism, light skin and dark skin, and all these things. I'm telling you, you cannot just be profiling light-skinned women on your shows, on your videos. Get a dark-skinned lady. It's a colorism issue. You're like, no, you don't.
No, it's a perception in the society.
Yeah.
So, hata sahi, it's only recently that dark-skinned models wameanza kuwa the in thing.
Yeah.
Juzi tu. Yeah, but back then, kwani stories za mikorogo zilitoka wapi? Ladies bleaching and all that. It's because we have always have that perception that light-skinned women are beautiful.
Yeah, which is, and we know it's discolorism, which is coming from a place of, we call it lack of understanding and lack of knowledge. And so, so Eddie, so where you are now, how are you feeling generally as a man? How are you feeling as,
I'm in the, what would I say? So I am at a part of my life, yenye neza sema, if I look at my life, how it's been to this point, I'm at a place where I'm the most peaceful and niko more comfortable. Yeah. Because maybe something that comes with age, I don't know, but I'm just at a point where if it's not working, it's not working. If I want this, na siezi ipata, that's fine. I would do whatever it takes to get it, but if ni rahisi kujua what is possible and what is not. And then you realize you don't have also the luxury of time. So ni vizuri kufanya those things that can be done. As opposed to jumping over hills and valleys to pursue something maybe you'll never get.
I like that, Eddie. And just so that our audience gets to understand this a bit more, I think I like your story because you come from sort of like obscurity. Nobody knew Eddie. So very briefly, you tell us where you grew up and just briefly to like that, you know, born, raised, blah, blah, blah.
Mimi nilizaliwa Kakamega. I was born in St. Elizabeth Hospital, Mukumu. Yes. I got raised up in Mumias, a place in Aito Makunga, and then we moved to Kabras. Malava Butali. So that's where nilianza shule Makunga, then Makunga Primary. Then I moved to St. Teresa's in Malava. Then I went to Mukumu High School, Mukumu Boys. We used to call it Kambi Jeshi. Then I left school, nilimaliza high school in 2002. And then, that was it.
And then you left and went to Nakuru, ama?
Yes. Kwanza nilikuwa hawker. Home too. Market ya home. Because back then I was just looking for something to do. So I started hawking. Nilikuwa nauza sabuni na vichungi na nene at our market at home. But then I had learned how to play the piano in high school. So nikaona with what I can do, mbona why am I in the market? So I moved to Nakuru, to my Ross place, Ross place. Nikapata job for church as a keyboard player. From there now, my journey took a different turn. Apparently I was good at what I do. So kwa hiyo church nilipata, the mother church where the bishop now was the resident guy.
Yeah.
Akanichukua akanipeleka Gilgil. Yeah.
Okay.
In Gilgil is where now I met a guy called Dan. You know Dan King?
Yeah.
Dan King was a musician.
Yeah.
Alikuwa rapper. So I made a few tracks for him. Akakuja Nairobi kwa studio kurecord, and the guy was like, hey, who made these things? He was such and such a guy called Gilgil. Akaambia Dan, tell him to come to Nairobi. Hapo ndio nilijipata Nairobi.
Pale Buruburu, something.
Buruburu, yeah,
okay.
Misora.
Okay. So, hey, it's important that we get, because then Docta Eddie, before you make all these hits, and I remember you won so many awards.
Yes.
In fact, your song, I think, won the only Kenyan, the only
gospel song to win a Mama Award.
Mama Award is an MTV, it's a big deal.
Yes.
It's a continental wide, thing. But before that, nobody knew you. Then eventually you shoot into fame. Then you get married. Then, of course, that season is a bit blurry. Nothing happens much. And then, that's at what point do you then, work with Otile and stuff like that?
Well, I used to be a strictly gospel producer.
Yeah.
But then it got to a point, ilikuwa now you foregoing all these opportunities you're getting because wewe ni quote unquote a gospel producer.
Yeah.
And you're just like, why don't I do this thing as a business?
Yeah.
Because back then I was looking at people like RK. They were doing both gospel and secular, and they were fine. So many kamwa. I went and talked to RK. Okay, akaniambia, look, if you feel like you want to do this thing, just do it. Nobody will judge you. Yeah, you producing a love song, and that doesn't mean you're a bad person or whatever. So many kasema, fine. Then we went, I did a song for Ashur. You remember Ashur, yeah? The song, when it was released, there was a lot of problems.
Is that the song you shot in a club somewhere?
Yes.
What was the name? I remember that song.
Yeah. Team Mafisi.
From the leading gospel producer to a Team Mafisi producing artist.
I remember.
What were you expecting there?
I remember Nation newspaper did a story, and the headline was from an aspiring gospel. Was it from an aspiring gospel producer to a controversial?
Yeah.
I was like, why?
Yeah.
Everybody else is just doing it and they are fine. Why is it so much of a big deal? But for me, from my side, sikuwa naiona at a point that I was the biggest gospel producer at that point.
Yeah, you are actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was a big deal. Yeah. But then I was like, fine. I lost like 85% of my clients. Unajua kuna those clients who just come to you because they feel like in ministry, jamani mtu wa church afanyangi hizi vitu zingine. Lost like 85% of them. Actually what saved me is that wakati now Otile was brought to me and we did something and it blew up. That was my saving grace.
Which song was that?
No, when we just started working with him, so it took a bit of some time. Si ati ni kitu alikuja and
I remember it was almost 3 years.
Almost 4 years.
Almost 4 years,
yeah. But then nilikuwa in trouble. Yeah. Because you see, for me, everything was just music. I used to drive, eat, drink, kila kitu, mziki. So when you lose like 85% of your clientele, that's a problem. Yeah.
I think we're almost going on a break, but before we go on a break then, eventually you leave gospel, you sign Otile, things work so well, And then eventually you sort of have an accident. What happens?
I had an accident tukitoka. We were just from Otile Brown and Baraka the Prince shoot.
Yeah.
We had an accident. I lose my car, and it was very weird. Then, right after, Otile tells me he wants to leave. I was like, okay, what's going on? Kidogo kidogo, the marriage is over.
Yeah.
This is happening in like a span of 1 year.
All the important things.
All the important things to me zinaenda. Then now, you remember I was living in a very big house. So nilikuwa naishi hapo because I was housing all these people. So till ameenda, wife najua alitoka na those people who were associated to her. Nilikuwa tunaishi now, the brother and stuff. So you're like in this 6-bedroom house. Na mko mimi na Jeff. So I have to move now from this big house. Now look for a smaller house because I didn't see the use of having so much space na ufanyie kitu. Now kutoka hapo hiyo transition from now this house to an apartment, I think that was the lowest moment in my life. Ilikuwa ni kama nimerudi nyuma kimaisha.
Yeah, from was it a 5-bedroom, huh? 6-bedroom house to a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom.
2-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, 2-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
6-bedroom standalone house.
Yes.
Yeah. Along Kiambu Road to a 2-bedroom somewhere inside uko ndani.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I just felt like life may take such, it would have been easier. Come on, maybe these things will happen maybe in a span of, let's say, maybe 3-4 years. But these are things that are happening in the same year.
Yeah.
The same year, actually, because from the accident, that's like 2016, mwisho, to like April, May 2017.
Yeah.
It's not even 1 year.
Yeah.
All those things are crammed into that small space, time, and it took a big toll on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're coming from the 4th floor. Tragedy has happened and your weight is pulling you down. What happens after that?
Some results of gravity.
Gravity is telling you, come baby, come.
So, you see, before the fall, nilikuwa nimeadapt a very weird lifestyle. Because now all these things have been happening to me and I'm decided, mimi yani, I'm just going to live.
Recklessly.
Not really recklessly, but I didn't care much about anything. So ilikuwa, enda kwa ofisi, maliza rudi home, lala, and the cycle just goes on like that. You're not thinking of sijui kufanya nini, no. But then the fall was like a wake-up call, because now, hiyo kitu ilinisotesha. You see, I'm very lucky. I've invested a lot in human capital. Yeah. So at the hospital, I can't say I spent anything because.
What happened to your body? Because maybe the audience don't understand.
I broke my pelvic bones. Okay. And my spine was. I don't remember what the surgeon said, but kama sahi my spine has iko reinforced, and then now kuna chuma all around my pelvic area and all that. Yeah. It was a reconstructive surgery.
Wow. Yeah. And then you were taken to Hosi, and then
yes, yeah. That night we went to the first hospital, Kiambu district. When they heard what happened, wakasema, hapa hii haiwezekani. Then we went to another hospital, kunaitwa Mercy Light or something. So there what they did, wakanipatia tu ile pain medication, wakanidunga morphine and stuff, but they told us, this one probably mwende either Nazareth ama Nairobi. So tukaona Nazareth is the closest. So mimi huyo kapelekwa Nazareth. So Nazareth ndio walifanya the x-rays and nini, ndio wakasema what the problem was. And then the next day nikakuwa transferred now to Coptic Hospital. Yeah.
Hey, Eddie, man. Wow. I don't know what kept you going in that season, because then you have lost the artist who you picked from obscurity and brought to prominence. You have lost the marriage with somebody you loved. You have lost the home that you lived in. You have, the car is written off.
Yes.
Now you are paralyzed and in bed.
Yes.
It's these things are happening within a span of 2 years.
1 year.
Within a span of 1 year.
Actually, like 6 months.
A span of 6 months.
Yes.
What kept you from insanity of seeing the village witches of Kakamega are following me?
Well, naweza sema the first thing I would say kept me going actually ni Made.
Yeah.
Mom is a very strong individual.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kwanza hata she had a lot going on, because now that is when my grandma passes. Her mother now. Yani kulikuwa na a lot going on at that time. But yeah, you remember alitoka home akakuja kuishi kwangu for like almost 3-4 months, just taking care of me. And also I had now people around me. There was Ashur, there was Jeff, there was Deno. People who were just taking care of me ni kama. But then as a person, hata siwezi jua what was going on at that point. Because first of all, I'm this, naweza sema even drunk on pain medication. And it's a period that ilikuwa na so much going on. Yeah.
So you got nursed and then eventually you started walking. After how long?
Walking came way later. I started walking in a frame, na crutches after like 1 year. But then now coming back to fully functionality, ilikuwa maybe after like almost 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
then physiotherapy. Now that was the hardest part, because now physiotherapy was too expensive. Na kwenda check up peke yake, just one visit was like almost 10,000 shillings, I remember. Physiotherapy, we were doing 2 sessions a week, and each session was 5,000 bob.
And you didn't have insurance. And now you're paralyzed, you're a self-employed person.
You don't have any income, you don't have anything.
How are you paying all these things?
Tulikuwa na a few assets we had to offload. Yeah. And it was a very weird time.
Yeah. How do you summarize the lessons you've learned in these very high highs and very low lows?
I would say life is not a straight line. So Musemanga, just do your best and prepare for any outcome. Yeah. Usiaiona ati uko so way up and you have it all figured out.
Yeah.
No, life is a lesson we learn daily. And me being like I am right now, kuna watu wengi wame go through what I've gone through and they never managed to come out successful after. Yeah.
And now let's come to the crux of the matter. In December, there are a lot of stories about Tanzanian gospel artists who refused to step on the stage. There was a story of certain Tanzanian bongo artist who was given millions while Kenyans here cannot get thousands on stage. And then there was all this razzmatazz and conflict and stuff like that. You have a lot to say about the Kenyan gospel industry.
Not even just gospel, just
the industry.
These days it's just the same industry.
The same industry.
Yes.
Do you think we deserve what we are going through as an industry?
Oh yes, we deserve it.
We deserve the mistreatment.
Yes.
Okay.
Because we've been fools for a long time.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, the writings are on the wall.
Like, what are the structural issues you're pointing out? What are those issues that we need to fix?
Every sector, the only sector that is thriving in this country is when you come in as a promoter.
Yeah.
Other than that, everybody else is not doing a good job. Yeah. From us producers, from the musicians, the media, everybody else is not doing that.
So let's start with the producers. What do they need to do better? Or let's start with the musicians rather.
Just stop producing nonsense.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So Eddie, you don't think that the problem is that we have allowed foreign influence to come into our country?
No. Okay. That is a whole different discussion.
Yeah.
That's a whole different discussion. Because if we look at that, it would mean that Nigerian music is not in Tanzania.
Yeah.
It would mean that Nigerian music is not in Uganda. That's a lie. It is there. Yeah. But why are people sticking to their own? You see, it's not about foreign influence. It's just that what is coming from outside has much more appeal to the audience than what we are giving the audience.
But when we were producing all these big songs, there was still a big influence of R&B music from America. There was the youth.
But we were doing a good job.
And we were both listening to foreign and local. But now it's like we've completely banished local. Of course, we've not completely, because it's BN and they're doing amazing work and they're all these artists, you know.
But who is not promoting Kenyan music?
For me, I think it's the radio stations, it's the TV stations, it's the DJs, it's the communication authority, because they've just allowed access YouTube. The Tanzanian songs have more views in Kenya than they have in Tanzania. There's a problem there.
Now, that's what I'm saying. On whose part is the biggest problem? Is it the media? Is it the DJs? Is it the players in the industry who are the musicians and the producers? You see, if we don't fix the problem from the roots, ikishafika pale juu, there is nothing we can do. You see, you can't stop a Kenyan from loving a Tanzanian song. You can't. If the Tanzanian song is good, they will listen to it. We are not in an era where radio and TV used to dictate what we listen to. Ukitoa ngoma mbaya, people will listen to South African music. They will listen to Nigerian music because they have access to it on their phones. Unanipata? Say we have digital TV. If KTN itacheza mziki yenye watu hawapendi, people will switch to another channel. You understand?
They'll just go on YouTube, you know.
Yes, they just go on YouTube. They'll just stream on Spotify, on Boomplay, and listen to whatever they want. You see, kitambo ilikuwa ukitoa ngoma, it plays on a certain channel with a certain guy, maybe DJ Pinya, icheze. It's a hit because that is the only place people have access to music. People used to wait for radio programs. Unajua mimi saa 10 lazima nikuwe kwa radio. I listen to such and such a guy. Those are gone days. Those are gone days. So it's for us as artists and producers to step up. Tanzanians have stepped up. Watanzania wenyewe wanazusha, our artists wameenda kwa mapiano, they are not, but the artists understand. Hawawezi shinda wakifanya bongo music and just remain in Tanzania. You see? Sisi tumekataa. How many of our artists wamefanya mapiano? How many of our artists wameimba Afrobeat? Those are the world trends right now. We are not doing that. Unanipata? So, this is fall to a Kenyan audience at Apendi. The richest musicians in this country are vernacular musicians, which means Kenyans love their own people. Hey. Sijui kama unanipata. Kina Prince Inda, the people wanazoa pesa. Kina Maima, the Kamba artists, the Kikuyu artists, wako na show Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday every week. You see?
Samido,
Kina Samido.
Doing even
Samido anatoa ngoma leo, in 2 days it has 2 million views on YouTube.
And it's vernacular.
And it's vernacular. Which means si ati wa Kenya wapendi mziki ya Kenya. It's just that the mainstream artists are doing shenanigans. Nanipata?
Nakuget.
Yeah. We have to step up. Tanzanians wame step up. Rwandans are coming. My friend, if these people start singing, I've been in Rwanda. A better part of last year. Wakati wa Rwanda wataanza kuimba Kiswahili na Kizungu, we'll be done, my friend.
We can close the market and go.
Tufunge tu ma-artists tuende wakuwe wakulima. I'm telling you. Mziki ya Kenya si mbaya. Gengeton, Abanton, they are just good music, but they are good for the club. It's not music that can really kutusukuma as an industry on the global market and all that.
But we have Bien, who's a global artist, of course.
Yeah.
We have Nviri, we have Ben Soul.
And
we have now
doing well.
We have now this new clan which has done this song called Disco. And why does it always feel like we are more happy to put our people down? Like we always want to raise Kenya by criticizing Kenya and by not appreciating the good that is happening. Because for every one bad song in Kenya, there are 100 good songs. Why don't we lift this up? Why do you want to? Do you think Tanzania don't have bad songs?
They have bad songs.
Rwanda don't have bad songs.
They have bad
Nigeria
songs.
don't have bad songs.
They have bad songs.
Okay.
It's just that Sisi to choose to glorify the shenanigans than the good music.
One of the things I like about Bongo is that for every one good song, there are 10 more in the studio.
Exactly.
So Joel Lwaga is trending. Next is Paul Clement. Next is Essence of Worship. Next is, and they're always, and that's just gospel only. If you go to secular, Wasafi peke yake na Kiba na
and Wasafi are busy looking for new artists. Wakina Divoice, wakina nani, African Princess, anaitwa Nandi. Akona msanii wake, mgeni, Yami. They are promoting them. Ukienda kwa everybody, wakina Rayvanny, wakina Harmonize, they are looking for new talent and promoting it. Why is that not happening here?
Eddie, there's a time that Calligraph John said that he'll take the Kenyan DJs to Nigeria to hear whether they are playing Kenyan, whether Nigerian DJs are playing Kenyan music in Nigeria. You have traveled in Tanzania.
Yes.
You can be in Tanzania for 2 weeks. You never hear Kenyan song.
Yes, I know.
Because of what the DJs and what they allow on rotation are their own. And by the way, think about this thing. It's not just music only. Tanzanians love their sports. Yanga and Simba. They love their Tanzanite. They love their things. Yani wanapenda vitu vyao. Hadi Kiswahili wanapenda. Lakini sisi hapa hivi, I don't think we love our own. I think we love foreign. We see something foreign, we think it's better than local.
We just consume what is sold to us. Sisi tumeuziwa the idea that our music is inferior.
Who has sold us this idea?
The DJs, the media, the players in the industry. Wametuuzia the idea that sisi we cannot match up to what is coming from outside. Which is a lie. You see?
It's a lie from pits of hell.
It's a lie. Actually, sisi hata videos tunafanya, we do better videos. Sisi wengine ndio tumefunza mpaka a lot of these Tanzanian people wenye wanafanya vitu zinakani kama ziko out of this world. Tanzanians used to camp here tukifanya ma videos zao.
In fact, I remember before Diamond became a global star, he came here and Ogopa did that song #1 in South Africa. It was a fantastic video.
Fantastic video. You see? Akina DJ the director Kenny nani, they've been to my house. Kuja kuona tu how we do things. You understand?
Anyway, I think Eddie, that's a very good place to end this conversation. Give me your final parting shot and now we can find you.
So, what I would say is that our industry has so much potential. Hata hatujaanza, yani the pie is so big na hata tujakata slice moja itoke. Yeah, we have a lot of potential to go global, to make a lot of money, for our artists to live like superstars, of which hakuna hata mmoja anaishi kama superstar in this country. But it will start with us agreeing that the product we have has to match up to what is coming as competition. You see, as producers, tufanye ngoma kali. Ngoma si lyrics, ngoma ni vibe, ngoma ni what is trending out there. Kama ni amapiano ndio ime take over sahi the region, we need to see more of that in the industry. Kama ni Afrobeat, we need to see that in the industry. Kama ni a Kenyan sound which is new, let us push it, let us promote it. And also, the other industries, they have people who invest in the artists to push their product. Yeah, we need to see much more of that in this country. You see, what we say, Otile rose very fast. No, Otile rose very fast because there was money. You understand? Our artist tunaona anatokea tu Tanzania, Mario ametoka from nowhere in 1 month, ameenda South Africa kufanya video. It's not his money, it's investors coming in because they understand this is an industry that can pay you back huge. So we need to put a break kidogo tu on the mediocrity. Let the players in the industry promote our own artists pia. Kama wewe ni promoter, kama umeleta show na umeweka msanii wa nje, hatukatai wasanii wa nje, but wacha hiyo show pia ikue wasanii wetu, they are treated to the same pedigree as those coming in from kutoka nje. Unaona? Yeah. Let's have some fair play in the industry. Wewe kama DJ, kama playlist yako ni 90% Nigerian, tafadhali reduce tu kidogo.
Unasikia chege? Wewe ni DJ.
Yeah, reduce tu kidogo. Wacha na usicheze ngoma ya Diamond ya Tanzania, uende ucheze ya Fik Famek ya nini, uingie Rwanda ucheze ya Bruce Melody, alafu ukuje utuchezee Kaveve Kazoze in the same mix. No. Please. Sisemi Kaveve Kazoze is a bad song, but you see now you are putting Kaveve Kazoze in a place where they'll start judging it based on the other songs they have had. Unaona, alafu anasema unaona vitu wasanii wa Kenya wanaimba. You see. So we need to, kama utacheza ngoma ya Diamond, cheza ngoma ya BN.
Same level.
Same level. Wacha tuende hivyo, si ndio? Kama utacheza ngoma ya Harmonize, cheza ya Otile. And then wakati tutarudi sasa unataka kucheza mapanga le. Pia ya Tanzania tafuta yenye iko in that level. Tunajua everybody is looking for ratings and stuff, but tukue pia fair to our artists. Watu wengi wanategemea this as their livelihoods. Na wasanii wanateseka sana jamani. Tuwasaidie watu waishi maisha mzuri huku nje.
How can they find you? What are your social media handles and stuff like that?
Docta Eddie everywhere.
Docta Eddie everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
Well, hey, what a fantastic way to end this conversation. We'll never agree on how to promote the Kenyan music because for me, from a marketing perspective, I know that the government can actually regulate local industry so that the outside influence does not affect. Because if you do that in other products, say manufacturing, whatever, we can also do that in the entertainment industry. I don't know why we cannot protect a young entertainment industry in Kenya from the outside influence so that we can let it grow. Of course, these conversations can only come from Manspeqtive Africa, your favorite show. And of course, every Wednesday we are on KTN at 8 p.m. And if you're watching us on KTN, remember we are on YouTube. It's Manspeqtive Africa with a Q. And of course, you can let us know what you think. The hashtag, as always, is Manspeqtive Africa. Who do you want us to host next? What is the next conversation you want us to have? Should we come to your town? Should we come to your city? Let us know on the comment section, because when you engage with us, we know you are watching us. We're coming from Airtime Communications. It is along Wood Avenue in Kilimani. This space is amazing. You can come and do a production here. You can come and do your jingles. You can come and do all these things. And this show has been made possible courtesy of Click Pictures, your #1 production partner in this country. Of course, they do all sorts of production needs, including videography, photography, drone, and above all that, they're good people. you will not have to call them. They'll not give you ulcers or give you stress. Until next time, I'm your favorite host, Mr. Danish Odongo, aka the son of Kano, and may God bless you.